Hello there. Good evening. This is Dr. Rao. The usual hour that we come on in the evening just to relate with you and talk with you and share with you uh, all my friends that are out there. Uh, some of them, they listen to me after I am done with because they may be sleeping in India, in England, in faraway places, right? And sometimes some of the Americans here do come and then they listen too. So my full name is Hanumanta Rao Kolosu. Rao is a middle name, right? But the first name is Hanumanta. It's kind of difficult for people, so I kept Rao as the initial to make it easy for that, right? And that has been working very well. Many know me as Dr. Rao. I'm stationed here in the Midwest. I'm more like a practitioner of 4 decades or more, and I'm also a informatician with a master's in biomedical informatics. So I train and install EMRs, and also I'm a practitioner of yoga and Indian philosophy, but I don't belong to any Hinduism or any of those religions. But I'm more into how can you understand this world better by questioning it, by understanding it, by looking at deeper issues of life, and also understand what previous great people said and how we can learn and bring some of those hacks from the ancient times from different countries, so that we can deal with the modern problems like stress and anxiety, burnout, and all that. And I'm an very active advocate of proactive wellness. How can you live well? How can we bring wellness not only to the individual, but to the societal organizations, to society, and to the planet? And also how we can understand the greatness of simple living and higher thinking, and thereby bringing all the great philosophies into our life. And we can that way leave a minimal carbon print on this planet. Okay, because this consumerism has made us really damage uh, the earth and world as we see it now. We are experiencing the severe weather, heat, or the floods, or big rains, and all that, right? And there's a way to really uh, make this again to somewhat inhabitable to the children, right? So I'm very, very involved in that. How can we leave less carbon print on the world, right? So simple living. But then I really think we could have a real impact proactively on being well. Not only just being well, but also being well for a long time. Not only that, but we can be in the joy of the human life, human being, and our time here on the earth, our time with other people, and just enjoying the body and mind in a way that's not possible when you are really ill. And, eventually, um, old age and everything will take its toll. But with some of the modern lifestyles that were not paid attention to, like for example, sitting in the chair for a prolonged period of time, can cost dearly for you down the line. So I'm into proactive wellness. So I thought I will also talk about these services at my Be A Pal LLC and how they were developed. So basing on this wellness, not only for individual, for the systems, health authoritative systems, and working on the planet, And those are all the passions that I have. But I also get involved in what a human being can do by knowing about himself, who he is or she is, and what we can really take off the delusions we have about being a human, and not understanding the body, not understanding the mind, not going beyond them, and then suffering, right? So there was a great tradition of turning inward and knowing ourselves. That's a big part of my life, and I'm very happy. I was somehow, grace was given to me to turn that way, and that kind of lends you to land up in that joyful presence that you have, and we can be the present and enjoy this life. Kind of unburden the mind. So my services are, because I'm a physician, I understand healthcare physicians going through burnout. So for that, that's a big part of my current activities. And then I do help the IT professionals who are suffering because of the information overload and the effect of the lack of attention, attention deficit, brain fog, or information overload, stressing them out, multitasking, and all that, right? So, IT professionals also don't sleep very well because they're occupied with so much information all day, right? So, that's one thing. All of us are in that information overload currently, right? We can use the technology very well for our benefit, but are you aware of the damage that the technology is causing on us? That's the point, right? Once you understand that, then you will look for solutions, and there's a way to be smart about the technology use, and really stop it once in a while and take um, you know, comfortable with the consults, then I could give them the courses. Some people come and take courses. One course is a burnout course, which is about 12 weeks. I do talk to them on the Zoom, and I do give them a lot of tools to improvise, to excel their body, their mind, their feelings, their critical situation, how to have clarity. So that kind of thing. That course runs for 12 weeks for each person, and they do take it and they do report what was going on in their life later on, and mostly it is working itself. Okay, so I do develop a lot of books and courses, but they are at different stages. Some of them are pretty well done, like e-books and all that. So why I'm telling you these services and all that is that way you know what I am doing. I do come up here and talk on different subjects, and sometimes people come up and ask me questions, which I'm happy to answer. But they can also look me up for the services we do at the Be A Pal and utilize them. I think I don't do a good job of marketing or advertising, but when I work with people, I have the satisfaction of really uh, kind of helping them for the pain points they have, or improve their clarity of understanding of the what I understood, that kind of thing. Uh, but for myself, by myself, when I am alone, I am really not in a lot of thought, but more like a peaceful, serene, calm presence, right? That itself is a big deal for me, and that itself is a blessing. And there is an immense desire to share that with friends and anybody who come. Oh, you don't have to be my personal friend. You can be human being, and that's it. And if you are interested in that, if you are seeking something like that, I'm not interested in any particular naming religion or country and all that. So I'm a human being. Maybe I know some things. Then we share them. As a physician, that's a privilege. We can uh, talk to people, relieve their suffering, do something scientifically we learned for the disease, and then improve their general life. So that's a privilege that physicians, as healers, as we train. But then I did not limit myself only to giving drugs only and modern medicine, but I would look into healing health systems of the ancient, spending time with the nature, exercising appropriately, maybe doing something like a yoga or any other exercising, or how to understand, uh, be here and now and improve our health, our sleep, our energy and all that. And how do we understand the complexities of the modern society, and how it makes us not really enjoy our health that much and then work very well. Okay, those kind of things. Whatever the modern problems we have, I kind of found a lot of hacks and understandings from the ancient wisdom, which help me particularly, personally, and then I share them with other people. And in the meantime, I have the privilege to work for people that have problems, and then which I help them too. So that's about the services at the BA Pal. And I think the internet was iffy today. I might have lost some people. Hopefully, they will find it again. And they were there earlier. And then there was an interruption in the stream. And then I kind of corrected it right away, but I know why it happened. And I reconnected it. Right? So that's about what I wanted to report today. So you will see more on our services, the way we do it, the hours, the way you can reach out to us, that kind of things. So I think wondering, well, I know her. She's here. So you can come up and we can have a chat if you like to. Thanks for being here, though. So, so many people, they may be having a livelihood, they may having a relationship with the family and other things. But when they engage with me, they may find deeper questions that they were looking for, and they are encouraged to explore it with their own intelligence, and then maybe give some of the insights that I had by study. It's an ongoing thing for me. I'm not saying that I have already finished having those, but then it's kind of constant improvement, right? We are students all the time, but we are here to learn. But then, suppose I'm living a day that is stress free, that is mainly based in joy, even though external circumstances are very tough, we can have a equanimous mind and really deal with the problem in a clear mind rather than agitated mind. That itself is a big deal. And then we can enjoy different vital nutrition, which will improve our energy. And there's knowledge for that from the ancients. And yoga, I consider it's a very, very good exercise. And also there's a lot more meaning in yoga. I am very happy to share what I found as what is real yoga and all that. That's a pretty deep science. And then I kind of live a day that is very, very nice and respond to situations with cool head. It was not like that when I was young, but then now we understand why mind reacts like that, what we can do. One simple thing is deep breathing. Other thing is just to be aware, just to be here and now. Okay, then you will be able to respond with equanimity in the mind. So, so understanding what is our mind, understanding what is our body, you can manage them better. Okay, and you will stay in that awareness, which is us, and both body and mind are our instruments, right? That kind of thing. One thing is to read about it and quote them, but the other thing is actually living that truth. That's where I think I'm very happy about it. So even if you fall back, that's okay, but you can always come back. But the idea is, suppose I say I'm going to be uh, facing the pain of some injury, back injury or whatever. How I respond is now different than before. Before it was like a fear, anxiety, and worry because I was a physician. I know how many things can go wrong in the back, and I may imagine all of them and making my mind get my problem worse. Right now, I know that pain is there, and then I can observe the pain, I can watch the pain, I can lessen the pain with the deep breathing and all that. But also, I don't want to let my mind run with all sorts of imaginations, and that maybe nothing is a muscle spasm. And once you know it, you feel like, why did I imagine? So those things are not there in me. So moment to moment, as we kind of open ourselves to what is happening without really working our mind unnecessarily, and that itself big deal. It's a meditation where you say, okay, I'm not going to run my mind all over like they say, a monkey that's jumping up and down is a drunk monkey. It has no particular what do you say, uh, no particular place to stay. It won't stay. It will be going all over, and also it kind of be distracted like that, right? Mind can be like that. The mind can be your best friend, or mind can be your worst enemy. So understanding that, imposing that intelligence on the regular events of our life really helps a lot. Okay, so all those people may not appreciate in the beginning, or as they are living their life, but as you become from I was telling my wife last night, in the beginning in our school, we were given poems and whatever. We're supposed to by heart them, without understanding what we are talking about, right? Sanskrit or whatever. And then they just make you by heart. That means memorization. Just understanding is not there, just a memorization. And later on, you want to see why I'm reading, what I'm reading. See, if you study in America, you won't see this. You will be having some kind of stimulation for analytical thinking and understanding what is happening there and all that. Okay, that's a wonderful thing. But then, as you grow up, you may be given some thoughts by other people, and that is called conditioning, telling us this is the way you have to. For example, you say you are supposed to be patriotic to your country, and that we built us as a virtue, right? But then later on, I understood being patriotic, being only loyal to one country, kind of makes us not to be loyal to other countries, right? That creates a conflict, that creates a wars. And all. That's like a elevated thinking. So then you may come to this, what is this all this thinking about? What is the life is about? Why we have here? Where did we come from? What we are doing? Where are we going to go? Those kind of fundamental questions a lot of people have. The more they go into the depth, and the more they will, and then you understand the mechanics. How do you see that from our past or from your future? Or could we perceive what is in front of us? That's a big deal. To be gaining that capacity to be perceptive of something for what it is without imposing our accumulated knowledge or our imaginations. That's a big deal, right? So you understand the process of thought and all that. Then you understand, okay, we have the body, we have the mind, we have the thoughts, we have the emotions. But then beyond all this, there's a spark of light that gives us animation to the body and mind. Then you go and explore that. And then you have to find it by yourself. You can, somebody may give a description, but the actual experience of that by you, we call it qualia, just to describe that. The qualia happens to you. How you taste a sweet thing, the sensation of sweet, that experience of sweetness. We may describe it as sweet, but what you think as sweet may be completely different. What I think, what I experience completely, right? But we know the concept, so qualia is very, very good. And then the more you are unburdening yourself with the accumulated knowledge or traditions, the more you are in touch with the present moment, with awareness of the current, what is going on. Okay, so somebody said, what is sacred. Whatever is, what is in front of you, that is sacred. Okay, so once you understand that, you start to live very freely, light in your being, because you don't have this burden of all this. Basically, that's what happens with a lot of cultures, right? Racism is not only in America; is all over the place. When you go to India, also they have so many divisions, castes, and subcastes, and all that. They fight on those things. So it's unbelievable the divisions that you see around the world. Why? Because you think you are something and everybody else will be like that, then you will be together. And that's you think, I'm more strength in numbers, so I'm going to associate myself with some group. It could be white, it could be male, it could be Indian, it could be American, it could be anything like that. Right? But they're all really in our mind. They're not there. We are all one human tribe. And that is very light in your being, because you don't have those. So I pay attention to that. Whenever somebody comes in front of me, I try to relate to them for their being who they are, not what qualities, what language skills, what intellectual skills, what degrees, what kind of monies they have, what kind of capability to improve my life. They may be able to do that. Those are not the criteria. The criteria is one common humanness. human beings, right? Then it becomes so much easier to deal with anybody who comes, right? So that's how we do those things. Okay. Okay. So, learning. Okay. So it's a kind of understanding uh, what my philosophy has evolved or what are the service I'm providing. I try to do the wellness rather than just attend to illness. My job is if somebody comes with an illness, fix it first. What is emergent, and then immediately we kind of find the root cause of the illness, and then see any lifestyle changes can change. That a lot of energy goes into that, and many people do that. You see, the patient comes with bronchitis, and is coughing away, but he has been smoking too. So the bronchitis is worsened by his smoking. So we treat his bronchitis, antibiotics or mucolytics or cough syrup, whatever we give, and then he gets better. But then we take the chance of explaining to them the smoking takes away the cilia that brings up all the stuff from below the lungs. So what you want to do is you want to try to quit, and we help them to quit. You know, that is attending to the root causes of illness in our life. Nowadays, we have genome, we have microbiome, we have so many new things coming up that will help you to be proactively well. That means you are going to control how you're going to be well as much as possible. Things can happen, okay? Suddenly you can have a stroke out and then you may not have any life, okay? That we cannot help. But those events, we call it cardiovascular events of heart attack, stroke, and all those things, we are limiting it quite a lot now because we're not allowing the blood pressure to go up, diabetes go uncontrolled, or not having exercise go uncontrolled. That all we connect all as much as we know, but not being obsessive about it, but just cultivating. For example, you don't want to eat raw meat now; you want to cook it and eat it, right? So that kind of thing, you know. So we have so much knowledge, modern medicine and ancient wisdom, that we could live a very healthy, well, for a long time and enjoy. That's my principle. Okay. So the services are oriented towards that proactive wellness, but I take whoever at whatever state they are and then take them, you know, later to the stages that they want to go or they can go or they can put their power. So a busy person comes, a IT person, and he had to use his technology. He has to multitask sometimes. He has to um, really be exposed to the information and all that. So I teach him how to cultivate an inner resilience that can handle these things better. I also look at the screens. I also do it, but I take breaks. 1 minute breathing every hour, right? That will be completely emptying the mind, and then you go out to the new ones. Don't task the mind continuously. Don't have the distractions continuously. Limit them. Notifications, limit them. So there are ways to use technology, but at the same time be smart and don't let the technology affect your mind. That is there. So understanding all these deeper quests of the science and also their inner query. They also called it science because they were going after the truth and they were using the looking inner versus outer in science. So both are very good if you can understand the limitations and at the same time both can be complementary to each other and what's the best in each, right? That's my approach. I'm a scientist, but also I'm a yogi. You know, both ways I'm pursuing the truth. If we are like that, then you see many concepts that I learned as a first year medical student, they were changed by the time we became doctors, right? And now so much has changed, and we are delighted to use those newer scientific breakthroughs for our wellness. That's where I put my energy. So for me, science and spirituality are complementary to each other, and we need both of them. Okay, that's what it is. But if you take the spiritual angle, people may believe some things and they may be superstitious about it. Basically, what it is they think, oh, it is good, but they don't know why. And they don't know why it becomes good, that kind of thing. Whereas if you take the scientific community, they kind of stuck in a mechanical science, so they don't understand the higher realm, but they may come to it. Even Einstein has come to that too. So there's some energy, and that is, you may call God, you may call love, you may call energy, and that is directing the world, and that pervades the world, and then you have to be aware of that. But a lot of people may not, and then they just want to say whatever the science says is the only truth, which is really not. Science evolves, uh, kind of adjust the truth as it is revealed. Theory now today, that is tested and then says, okay, this may work, and few years later it goes out. That's how the technology evolves, right? So you got to understand that. Anyway, that's what I wanted to tell you guys as to what services I'm providing at this place and in my life. And anybody interested in this, they're more than welcome to, um, you know, tap us, talk to us, and send us messages, whatever, whichever way you want to do it, that's fine. And you come and listen to me like this, that's fine too. Okay. Uh, so, any questions? Anybody wants to come up? Uh, because I would like to explain on that if they have questions. That way it will be easier. Um, Otherwise, I will be seeing you again tomorrow. It's a Friday. Probably I'll bring a couple of videos of we made that for the company, and I'll bring them, and maybe you can see them too. I haven't figured out how to do that on the Wisdom app yet. I will. Probably I'll post there too. I only post on the Clubhouse or the YouTube and all that. Okay? You can go and check my YouTube at Rao Kolusu, and you can see a lot of videos that I made. I don't post everything that I have, but maybe I should be posting according to what I'm talking here. I'll make a habit, and then you can get to see. Okay. All right. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
క్యాబినెట్ లో రాజకీయ నాయకులకే అవకాశం దక్కుతోంది తప్ప వివిధ రంగాల్లో నిష్ణాతులైన